Hello, I'm Dr. Naresh Raka and I'm going to talk about an important topic, that is how to write the materials and methods section of a research article. Materials and methods section should comprehensively mention the materials, procedures and equipments used to conduct the experiment. So when any researcher wants to conduct similar study, he or she can replicate these experiments. This section should provide the reader and reviewer enough information to judge whether the study is valid and reproducible. Read and follow the author's instructions of the target journal. For example, the heading of the section Materials and Methods may need to be changed to Materials or Patients and the Method. To help the readers follow the study design or methodology better, visual elements like the schematic diagram, flowchart, and tables may be presented in the method section. Cite the literature sources that help you to select the particular method or methods. Present all the experiments in a logical and chronological order of study. Match the order of specific methods to the order of the results that were achieved using these methods. Divide the section into subheadings. You may write the name or specific objective of each experiment as a subheading. Provide all details meticulously that you considered while designing the study or collecting the data, because the smallest variation in these steps may affect the results and interpretation of their significance. Carefully describe the materials and equipment used in testing and processing used in the experiment. If the study is based on a survey or psychological assessment, mention the questionnaire, scoring method, and validation of scales. Clearly mention the control variables, independent variables, and dependent variables. Also mention extraneous variables, if any, which might influence the results of the study. Describe the study participants. For example, number 1, animal, the source from where animals were received, number of animals used, the age, the sex, their initial conditions, and how they were housed and cared for should be mentioned. If the study is on human subjects, information about number of subjects, geographical location, age, sex, and medical history, etc. should be given. Declare that written consent was provided by each subject of the study. In case in your study hospital records were used, the subject's basic health information and vital statistics at the beginning of the study should be mentioned. Describe how the chosen group was divided into subgroups and their characteristics, including the control. Also describe any specific equipment used, such as housing needs and feed, usually for animal studies. The approval of the institutional ethics committee, whether it is human or animals, is required if the study involves animals or human subjects. Clearly mention authorization or permissions obtained from institutional ethics committee. Give a declaration that all human or animal subjects were treated humanely as per the statutory guidelines. Describe the procedures, study design, necessary preparation, for example, tissue samples, drugs, etc., and instruments used. Mention duration and protocol of the experiments, procedure, and treatments. Inclusion or exclusion criteria which you have adopted should be described for the inclusion and exclusion of the participants, how they were determined, and how many subjects were eliminated from your study. Describe how the data was measured and which statistical tests were performed. Specific software, if used, must be cited. Focus more on how the method was used to meet the objective and less on mechanics. However, any obstacles faced and how they were overcome should be described. And at the end, 2 important instructions. Do not describe the well-known methods. Instead, cite the specific experiment and mention that the referred process was followed. However, if you have modified it to meet the specific aim of your study, describe the modification and the reasons. While mentioning the details of the methods you chose, do not discuss the pros and cons of other methods. The reason why you did not use a particular method or how your chosen method is superior to others should go into the discussion section and should not be mentioned in this materials and methods section. Thank you very much for watching this. Please do subscribe this channel and also press the bell icon so that the next video on the results section is notified to you as soon as it is published. Bye. Take care.